we could turn to Trump's perhaps rich acquaintances, GOP mega donors that could potentially loan him the money. Who are they?
So Forbes reached out to more than 10 billionaires that we know have various ties with Donald Trump. None were willing to comment on their potential plans on whether or not they'd be willing to lend him the money. A couple that we highlighted in our piece as potential folks he could work with. You have Phil Ruffin, his business partner in Las Vegas and a close friend of Trump. Trump was actually his best man at his wedding. These guys own Trump's property in Las Vegas together. They have a 50% co-ownership there. So he's somebody who could definitely, potentially step in, help Trump out to the tune of a couple tens of millions of dollars. You got Andy Beal, who's a longtime GOP mega donor, somebody who's also worked with Trump in various capacities. He's a banking billionaire, so he has access to these banks. Maybe one of those banks could, again, extend Trump the credit that he needs. And the third that we noted is Kenny Trout, who, again, another big donor to Trump's presidential campaigns and is also an investor in Truth Social.
Speaking of Truth Social, let's pivot to a different route, and that is the president's social media platform, Truth Social. Could he squeeze any cash out of that?
So, yeah, this is a potential windfall for Trump if the IPO that I think is currently scheduled for March, if it goes well, that could potentially help him boost his net worth and boost his assets quite considerably, which in turn could improve his financial situation and make him a more attractive person to lend money to. With that said, even he would have to get a waiver from some of the clauses in the merger agreement. Those shares might be governed by lockup clauses that basically say he can't use them as collateral and he can't sell them, which are kind of the two things that he would want to be able to do with them in order to raise the cash he needs.
So now, looking through all of these potential lenders, do any of them assume any risk if they do lend money to the former president?
I think any lender is going to assume some risk when they are lending money to anybody. And I think Donald Trump is a little bit riskier than most, maybe a lot riskier than most. Like I said, he's got all of these legal cases that are piling up, both criminal and civil situations. His financial statements are, not looking particularly fantastic. He's got a history of bankruptcies. This is not somebody that, like I said earlier, their banks are particularly jumping at the chance to lend money to.